What's up everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. It's time for another episode of my weekly countdown series 7 on Sunday. Today we're going to be taking a look at a highly viewer requested topic. It's 7 songs that have great music, perhaps fire beats, great instrumentals, but the catch is that they have terrible lyrics. I suppose beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I feel like there's a line, and sometimes like the artist or the band just jumps over it with like how much they can get away with. It's like, how much shit can they shovel down our throats in the lyrical department while still managing to make a fun song? And surprisingly enough, some of these songs, in fact the majority of the songs on this list, I at least like in some regard and understand that they are meant to be fun or silly or memey or whatever the case might be. We'll see as the list goes on and unfolds. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments section down below and comment any songs that you feel would maybe fit this category, and if you'd like to see a part 2, then please drop a like on this video.
1, 2, 3, 4, get a booty 5. I like my bitches real thick, low mo thighs. Richer than your old head, nigga, no lie. Stacks in the pussy hole card at the G-spot. Real gentleman, fucker, never call again.
We're starting off this episode of 7 on Sunday with a throwback. About 6 years ago, Travis Porter, a rap group, released a track featuring Tyga that many of you might know. It's titled A Ladies, and it's a song that I didn't think too much about back in the day because I love the kind of glitchy, drippy synth beat and the flows from all the rappers and everything, but once you look into the lyrics, it's like, holy shit, this is kind of abysmal and also just like really bad towards women, I feel like. I guess that could be said about a lot of rap, but I'm gonna keep my lips sealed there and just try and stay on topic with A Ladies, because this song back in 2012, even through like 2014, probably for me personally, was a great party song, and I listened to it and I still like the overall vibe of it. The instrumental has a great beat, and I love those yes from the ladies in the background because those just totally fit the mood. Curiosity got the best of me one day and I sat down on genius.com and decided to look up the lyrics for A Ladies, and once I started reading through as I listened to the song, I was like, wow, it just sets a lot of bad standards here, goes over a lot of stereotypes, and then Tyga comes in with this verse and he's talking about stacks in the pussy hole. The pussy hole? Oh, that has to be the worst description for a vagina that I've ever heard. But hold on, we'll get to that on my number 5 pick. From the band that brought us such hits as Yellow, Fix You, The Scientist, Clocks, and so many more. So many well-penned, well-sung, well-executed and performed tracks overall. We get it, number 6 on my list of songs with great music and bad lyrics, Coldplay's Hymn for the Weekend. As the band rolled out their 2015 album A Head Full of Dreams, shortly after the release of Ghost Stories, it was clear they were going in more of an upbeat direction, and I was all for that after hearing the disco-dipped and really fun lead guitar on Adventure of a Lifetime, the lead single. But then we got the Beyoncé feature on Hymn for the Weekend, and Beyoncé is not the problem here. It's the lyrics, it's the chorus, it's the overall feeling, which does give you euphoria. It kind of lifts you up. The Hymn for the Weekend, I suppose it's a celebratory song, and it accomplishes that. But in the lyrics, Chris Martin singing about how he's feeling drunk and high because he's happy or in love. It's one of the worst descriptions that I have ever heard of feeling those sentiments, and as a result, it feels so phoned in. And he's talking about, in the little pre-chorus there with Beyonce doing backing vocals, get a drink for me, everything like that. It's sounding okay, and then it just goes into that weak guitar in the background. The verses are much better in that department, and the chorus just totally like flops like a fish on deck that's just been caught and doesn't know what to do. So here we have Chris Martin singing about being drunk and high.
A pussy is a piece of skin wrapped in a pocket. All the king's men fell down on their knees, raised their arms to the leader outside, praising the devil. They said, hell fuck yeah!
Number 5, Covered in Chrome by Violent Soho. This hard rock and often punk-leaning band have put out some songs that I truly do enjoy, including this one. I still like this song, but there are lines on here that just really make me question things. I think this song is intentionally a little bit all over the place, and I do like that in some aspects, but the more you listen to this song, the more you have to wonder, like, what was the writing process here? Like, how much LSD was involved? How much coke? How many drinks? Like, what little cocktail did we just mix together to make this little monster? Covered in Chrome has some okay moments lyrically, but calling back to that very first song on the list, Hey Ladies, you remember how I talked about a bad description of a vagina? Well, I think this one is gonna have to take the cake, at least for the songs that we're talking about on this list. As the singer in the second verse says, and I shit you not here, a pussy is a piece of skin wrapped in a pocket. All the king's men fell down on their knees. Those two lines don't seem to have too much in common. Perhaps they did. Maybe they were falling down on their knees because of that description being so damn terrible. Or perhaps he's trying to say that the king's men fell down on their knees because they're just so caught off guard by this amazing vagina.
What about me playing the game, selling my soul and changing my name? Did you hear the one about me being the prick? Did you know I don't care? You can suck my...
You've been hiding under a rock if you don't know how I feel about the band Five Finger Death Punch as a whole, especially in recent years. But back in the day, I would say like 2011, before that, all the way back to like their first album in 07, I didn't think they were awful, and I still don't find those records to be that bad, although I don't go out of my way to listen to them. We have Under and Over It clocking in at number 4 on this list, and Five Finger Death Punch is basically seeing their lead singer Ivan Moody in his rare form, aka his always form, like the only form that he knows how to take. It's like one man that just keeps forming into this jacked up monster energy chugging dude that's constantly riffing about the problems he has with mainstream media, about how outlets perceive him, and about how fans maybe even look at him. Did you hear the one about me being a drunk? Did you hear the one about me being a punk? The way he does his voice on this, and just in general with Five Finger Death Punch, it sounds like somebody just got like shots of testosterone and they're like walking out of the doctor's office like with 10 needles in each arm. They didn't even bother to take them out, and he's just dripping with rage like the Hulk, and he's going off on critics here. But I love the crushing guitars, I love the drumming, the double bass pedals here, everything about it. But Ivan Moody just really tanks this song. It's like it's going well, it has momentum, and I'm like, yeah, this sounds fierce. These crushing guitars and a nice wave there, and then Ivan Moody starts going off about how you can suck his, blank, because he's gonna leave it to your imagination. I bet you can never guess what rhymes with prick.
You wanted control, so we waited. I put on a show. Now I'm naked. You say I'm a kid. My ego is big. I don't give a shit.
Number 3, Maroon 5 featuring Christina Aguilera, Moves Like Jagger. This came out in 2011 and was a big turning point for Maroon 5, I feel like. They've had such an interesting career trajectory. It's something where I feel like they just started off so good. Songs about Jane, It Won't Be Soon Before Long, even a lot of Hands All Over. But they started to fall off commercially, and Adam Levine, which is now the Adam Levine Ego Experience, ironically, since he mentions ego on this song here, it's turned into just being a solo project, essentially, with some backing band that I suppose do something, but it all started with this song in 2011. They've started a downward ascent into hell. Moves Like Jagger features a nice whistle and a pretty fast-paced guitar, which I actually enjoy. That's not the problem here. It's Adam Levine seemingly having this conversation where he's talking to this woman that he wants to seduce, and he's telling her all of these things that he can do and all of these places he can take her, and then she's like, hey, you say that you can do all this, but I think your ego's big and you don't give a shit about anything. And Adam seemingly plays and thrives off of that, and the rest of the song is just a cocky manifesto that he seems to be leaving behind as kind of checking off all of the douchey boxes he possibly can. And Moves Like Jagger, come on, Adam Levine, you don't have to make Jagger moves. Even if the video tries desperately to show that you do, you don't. Your ego is big, you don't give a shit. I've never heard a more accurate statement. Disclaimer alert, I absolutely love the song Survival by Muse, but it is on this list at number 2. Muse are one of my top 10 favorite bands of all time, so don't take my words out of context here or feel like I'm unrelentlessly just hating all over this song, because I actually love it, but the lyrics, oh boy. They are full of plenty of Museisms. What's a Museism, you might ask? Well, it's Muse doing exactly what they do. Matt Bellamy, I love you, but you've never exactly been the best at describing things or the best with writing lyrics, I suppose. That's one aspect that I feel falls short, so there are many songs that I could have selected to put on this list. I ended up picking Survival because I feel like this song, as it is meant to be an anthem, as it's meant to be so inspiring, it's just really not once you listen to it. I mean, the music absolutely is. The guitars, the vocals, everything like that. But the lyrics themselves, once you kind of crunch it down outside of the epicness in every other department, life's a race. I'm gonna win. I refuse to lose. All of these other just super cliche generic lines. I mean, how am I supposed to feel inspired there? Hey, what do I know? I see posts on Facebook that get tens of thousands or else hundreds of thousands of shares with the most shitty inspirational quotes of all time. So Survival probably gets people freaking amped out of their mind. And in fact, I do too, once I turn off the fact that the lyrics suck. It's definitely not the worst thing out there, but I just want to put my bias for Muse aside, knowing that I absolutely love and adore the band, and point out something that I see as coming a bit short, to put it nicely.
I'm a sick fuck, I like a quick fuck. I'm a sick fuck, I like a quick fuck. I like my dick suck, I buy you a sick truck. I buy you some new tits, I get you that nip tuck. How you start a family, the condom slipped up.
This might surprise a lot of my viewers, knowing that I've commented on this song in the past, but at number 1 on my list of songs that have horrible lyrics but still have great music, a great instrumental perhaps, we have I Love It by Kanye West and Lil Pump. This song and video premiered at the Pornhub Awards, so that should pretty much tell you the target demographic and the idea behind it right there. The video clip was directed by Spike Jonze, and you can see that they're just in box costumes, just looking like complete idiots. It was made to be a meme, it was made to be funny, and although I don't find it extremely funny, and even though the song has grown on me, I still don't find it to be that funny, I have to admit that I love the flow of this song. The pumping bass in the background, and just the fact that both of the rappers here have a nice flow and cadence to them, even when Kanye is literally rapping about how he's a sick fuck, he likes a quick fuck, he'll buy you a new truck, and he'll get you that nip tuck. I just have a hard time hating it. It's like I hated it at first because it's like, this is so bad, this is such just mindless, droning garbage, so senseless, just filling a void of space. But the more I listen to it, the more I feel like I'm being brainwashed. I Love It is more of like I kind of think it's okay for me. That's it for this episode of 7 on Sunday, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to drop a like on this video and let me know what are some songs that you like but you know they have horrible lyrics. Sound off in the comment section down below, drop a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel if you're new in town. If you would like to help support the channel, then please click the top link down below to support on Patreon. There's a direct link for my Patreon in the annotation in the corner of the screen right here. If you want to see last week's episode of 7 on Sunday, then tap this card here, or tap right over here for another recent video I did on the channel. Other than that, connect with me on socials, all linked down below, and I'll see you soon for more right here on Beyond ARTV.